Hey there folks, Chuck here, and I have got a huge bag of stuff from my brother who has been doing some scouting for me, and he's up in Tennessee and I'm down here in Florida, and I am hopeful at what I can find in here. I'm curious because I know he's showed me a lot of this stuff and I've forgotten, but I thought we'd go through this together. Why not? So first, oh, very cool. Greenlight, U.S. Post Office. May have mentioned this a time or two, but my dad was a letter carrier for the USPS from, well, I don't know but 37 years he was a postal letter carrier. So I do collect postal 1/64 scale stuff. So this is a very oddball thing. It was very cool to add that to the collection. Oh, we got a issue of Hot VWs from Herbie's 53rd anniversary. There is Joaquin Garay III. He played Paco in Herbie Goes Bananas. This was at Daytona. This is the coverage of it. I doubt my car is in here, but that would be hilarious if there was a Plymouth Valiant in the Mustang magazine. Or not a Mustang, in a VW magazine. So, a lot of really cool photos of Herbies in here. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to see just on the odd shot, because I was in one of the group shots, which would be hilarious if they used it. Oh, I guess not. Maybe if I find it, I'll update this, because that would be too funny. Alright, what else we got in here? We got, there's some books for Tracy. You probably don't want to see those. The 1988 Chevy Monte Carlo LS from Matchbox. These moving parts ones, they're getting harder and harder to find. I haven't seen a Matchbox Premium in stores on the pegs in I don't know how long. But even these are getting hard to find. And I love me some 70s, 80s malaise, and that's about as malaise as you can get. So this is the one I'm really excited about. I'm going to crack this one here. This is the 1975 Mitsubishi Lancer Celeste, better known here in the States as the Plymouth Arrow. It wouldn't have had these mirrors up front. That would have been a JDM type thing. I don't know why they didn't catch on over here. I'm sure it was a legal thing, but personally I think it's a much cooler place to have your rear view mirrors. But I'm very excited about this. This has got a great detailed engine. There's actually little colors there on the battery. It's got a little red line and stuff, so they got some depth to it. There's, you know, gray and black detailing in there. The radiator has its cap. That is so cool, and this thing is definitely getting rebuilt as a Plymouth Arrow. So thank you, Justin, so much. That made my day. When that came out, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get as many of those as I can, because it's a Plymouth friggin' Arrow. Alright, the Mr. 2, which is another great one. Can't get enough of, because it's got the pop-up up and down headlights, as they say on Donut Media. And this is a fun one, because there's 4 different variants to it. There is left and right hand drive, and then there's headlights up and headlights down, and I like the headlights up one, so whenever I find the headlights up one, I try and find it, because those are great to peel off for customs. Let's see, what else we got? Oh, this is very nice. 1978 Chevy Monte Carlo. I'm gonna crack this one too, because this is even more malaise than the 88. Get that Brougham style rear quarter top. You got the wire wheels, the thin white line white wall tires, red interior. It's just malaise for days. Gotta love that. This is something we talked about with Chad Reed from round 2 about their new cars that are all 1/64 scale. All the new castings are 1/64 scale. Oh, this is great. This is the 65 Mustang mainline. It's a great car to have available, great for customs, and it's best for Trek, which is great for Tracy too, because she started playing with the old orange tracks, and don't tell her this, but she might be getting one for Christmas. Love this set. Hitch and haul. You got a nice trailer. You got the Jeep Wagoneer. That's a great casting from Matchbox, and the figures are what they are. They're a little silly, but I'm also a little silly. I got a soft spot for things like that. So that is awesome. Oh, very cool. Little Red Express. It's very wide white wall tires. I don't think I've ever seen one with white wall tires. That's a great price for it too, if that's what he paid. Hopefully he got a bargain on that, but that's very cool. And what do we got here? We got another Monty. That's great. So yeah, I know. I've told them I'm trying to get, with cars that I want to customize, I want to get like 3 of each. And oh, the Riptide. This, if you get a chance, go Google or type in YouTube when you finish this video, and like and share and subscribe and all that fun stuff. The Riptide theme song, if you haven't heard it, because if you watch that intro and I were to tell you that this was a parody of every 80s action comedy detective show, you'd be like, you're right. It's got Magnum PI, it's got Miami Vice, it's got A-Team vibes, it's got a robot, there's helicopters. Yeah, so it's A-Team, it's just about anything that you can think of, and it's a Stephen J. Cannell production, so it's got all that fun stuff in there. Ah, yes, this. Not so much for this, but this. Love this. Cannot get enough of these crushed cars. Also, a Brendan Vituski design. He did all these crushed vehicles, and they are based on designs of his as well. And I think he said that it was this one, that the top is modeled on a crushed Coke can that they 3D scanned and put in to create that look. If you get a chance, go check out the Diecast Breakdown interview with him. That was a lot of fun, and he's a great guy, and I hope he comes on again and we chat with him some more, because we could have talked all day with him, and love that. But yeah, he's head of the monster truck, because I think this is great. The Nissan Maxima drift car, we had one of these. We got it from my adopted grandparents. It was not a drift car, it was just a regular old Nissan Maxima, but it was this same generation. It was like an 86, I think, and yeah, just cracks me up that yet more family vehicles that are not mine are getting made into castings. And I'm speaking of Chad Reed, hopefully he comes through on that Plymouth Valiant. You're 3/4 of the way there, my friend. You've got the Barracuda already there. Anyway, 77 Lincoln Continental, beautiful casting. This is one of my favorite castings to come out, and it's got a little nod to Mr. David Johns there. Not really, but I'll say it's about him. And I think this is the only thing more malaise than this 78 Monty, because you got all those things, and it's a, third bigger, because it's a land yacht. Look at that thing. Look at how much more car there is. There's like a whole trunk on after this car. If these are true to 164, which Chad assures me they are, and I have no reason to doubt him. That is ridiculous that you can have a whole Monte Carlo, and then there's still another couple feet for a trunk in there. Great casting. Toyota Starlet. Love this one. Very cool to have one in my collection. I'll save that one. That one's wrapped. Mystery Machine. I don't really do mystery machines. I know my co-host Mark McHotwheel does, but I don't have a mystery machine. And since I'm collecting TV and movie cards, this will help round out that collection. As will the Riptide. Oh, there's this is a very nice casting. The premium Batmobile casting. It is completely different from the main line. It's significantly larger, and it's got all the benefits that come with a premium casting, but just no comparing the two. This is so much a better casting. Like the mainline one is great, and it's great for what it is. But if you're gonna do the collection, and I love, the big thing that I love is the subtle difference in finish from the front fenders to the back. That these have a more satin finish, and this is a more matte finish. That is a wonderful little detail that they added. Let's see, what do we got? Oh, we got a bag. Oh, this is the stuff I really dig. I love this Mustang casting, this Mustang truck. I'm gonna crack this open right now because that is too cool. That's great. I don't think I've seen this casting where it's not black with red and yellow flames on it. I know that other variants existed, but I think in the wild I have not seen it as anything other than that iconic yellow and black version. So it's very cool to see it in a more muted, like this salmon color. And looks like that's factory. That's not, it's not been drilled. That's very cool. You got a Yatming 2000 GT, so that's all sorts of wonderful things. It's Japanese, it's Chinese, it's well, it's Hong Kong. You know, and I've got a soft spot for the Hong Kong diecasts, and of course your Matchbox Superfast. And I love this little bread van shooting brake 71 Mustang looking thing. What's this, 75? So it could be, I think it's a 71 because I think that bumper is a 71. But love that one. There's a version of it with the engine through the roof. Don't really like that one so much, but love this one, and it's got the graphic in there, so I can scan that and restore it for a decal. That would be very, very cool. And oh ho ho, I've been waiting to get my hands on this, and yes, it does in fact look like it is true 1/64 scale. That was the big thing for me, was is it really 1/64 scale? Because most of the tanks that like Johnny Lightning and stuff make, they are, you know, they're great, but they're usually like 1/100 scale, because, you know, you got a tank, and we know this one's 1/64 scale, and that's about what a tank would look like next to an actual car. So that is wonderful. I'm thinking of taking this and doing like an entryway to a VFW or something like that, and then you could have the cars in the parking lot behind it. But that is beautiful, you know, and looks like the treads, do the treads actually work on this thing? Let me see. Gotta crack it. And of course it's Greenlight, so they put it in this impossible to open with your bare hands container. Show, don't tell. Alright, let's see. Gotta take a look at this. Oh, it is. It's soft. It moves. Oh, that's nice. There's no suspension to it, but look at that. That is so cool. And I love this one with the face on it. That swivels. Does this swivel? It appears to not swivel. I'm not going to force that. This does not go up and down. Again, not a big deal, because, you know, I'm going to be doing this as like a weathered VFW type tank that it's been, you know, slathered with brush on paint and left to rot out in front of a building. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying to get as many videos out of the way before my voice goes again. I've got a bad feeling that my bronchitis is not done with me yet. So I'm trying to get these unboxings out of the way so I can edit them while I'm recovering. Oh, yes. I love this one. This is the Renault, I think it's the i7 TL. Favorite of mine. I had this one growing up. I got it used, and it didn't have the A-pillars. So it's nice to have one with the A-pillars. It's just a great casting all around. Really, you know, perfect for a weathering opportunity. It is, I think it's a little big. I think this one's like 150 something scale, if I recall correctly. It's just got patent numbers on it. Sometimes they would put the scale on them, but you know, you put that next to a 1/64 scale Monty, and that's a bit big for a Renault. So anyway, I'm gonna do a video someday about staging cars together so that you don't get that weird effect. That's very cool. Love this casting. This is another one that I was very excited about when I saw that they were doing it for Matchbox this year. And David Johns pointed out that this is actually based on an actual racing livery that Opel was used in the 70s, which is very cool. I'll have to look that up. Let's see, what else we got? It's Christmas. What? You got another one. So this is the first in Baston Sherman tank. See the other one? Sure. This looks... Is it different? How did I make that one? Oh, I think this is different. Yeah, the barrel's different. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. The rest of the tank is the same, it looks like. But that one has a different cannon barrel on it. That's very interesting. So that's cool. So there's some variants in the castings there that I was not aware of. Subaru Brett. Love this car. Love this casting. Love everything about this. Cannot have enough of these guys because they are just... You put them into a scene and it instantly takes it back to the late 70s, early 80s. When you could put seats in the back of a truck. And I've been told that now that I've got the fourth member of our family on the way, I should put jump seats in the back for our kids. And I don't know if Carolyn would go for that, but yeah, we'll see. She's put up with a lot of shenanigans from me lately, so I don't know if I want to push that issue. But yeah, 78 Subaru Brat, love it. Very excited to have that casting. Oh, that's cool. Very nice notebook. Based on the old VHS book. That's very fun. Looks like I got a grab bag of things. Oh, this is very cool. This was Jeremy Dickinson. He's a photographer, and he did this series for. But he does these in general, but this series was for IKEA, and it was back in I think the mid 2000s. And I bought a set and lost it, so it's very cool that he was able to find this. But look at that. These are, you know, it's all, he's a British photographer, so they're all corgis and huskies and Matchbox. But just a wonderful little nod to childhood and the imagination that goes into, you know, diecast toys. And you want to talk about a mess of scales, look at that. But yeah, this is very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Justin. That is a great find. I love this one with the ice cream man on the top, still trying to sell his wares way up high. This is actually, I've actually restored one of these for a friend of mine. That was before I started the channel. That was when I really didn't know what I was doing. It took like 5 tries to get it right. It was really embarrassing. But I did it, and he was happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. Oh, I love everything in this bag. Alright, so this is a Blackwall era of the Baja Breaker. This is a favorite of Mark McHot Wheels as well. So the earlier versions had this plastic hood lifted up, and a lot of them lost that because it was just held on by 2 pieces of plastic that get more and more worn each time you open it, but you get a little detail in there. And I love this one because you can have it with the hood up, you can do a junker with the hood off. It does have a built-in bumper and witch, which kind of limits your use of the front grille, but you know, this is a great casting still from my favorite era of Hot Wheels, because that's the one I grew up with, and there is no right or wrong best era of Hot Wheels. It's the era that you grew up with is the best one. So this is the Poison Pinto, another great one. Gary Tasker, no, not Gary Tasker. Gary, what's your last name, Gary? I'm blanking on it. But Gary out in West Virginia. He's got a channel, and I'll link to it once I remember what his channel is. I don't know why I'm spacing on that right now. It's going to come back to me as soon as I stop talking about it. But he's done a series of these, and they are fantastic. I'm really jealous of his ability to make cool liveries of things, and so that's going to be a great candidate for a weathered custom for me. And this is a high raker, which is that was the type of Hot Wheels. This is the Vet van, because it's based on a Chevy Corvette. Love this one. This is a Larry Wood through and through. You got luggage in the back. You got little details. It's got a mid-engine sitting back there, and then the high rakers all had these little things in the back, so you could put a rake on them and have them sitting up high, or you could have them sitting mostly level. They still had a bit of a rake to them because you can see the back wheels are still bigger. Excuse me, because it's the 70s and that's how you did things. Yeah, great. Feeling so bad at it. About spacing on Gary. I owe you an apology, Gary. Matchbox Toys, 1948 to 1993. This is very cool. Looks like somebody has been through this one already. But that's okay, because what I want is the pictures. And these remind me of Paul Restorer's channel. He does, you know, I mean, if you follow Diecast Customs at all, you know who he is. And he does these beautiful back to original box restorations of cars that should have been thrown away years ago. Oh, that's cool. You got the variations. I've got both variations of that one. Actually, I customized that one. And you can see that in a previous Finding Valiant Builds bit video. That's very cool reference there. That'll be going on the shelf, and maybe that will be discussed in a segment that I've been brainstorming, like the Diecast Media Network Literature Corner. The Push and Puller, this is another one I'm very excited about, because this reminds me of all the roadside attractions and novelty acts of the 60s and 70s, and even in the 80s when I was around, that you'd still see these parked in front of places. They'd be like an old Dodge police car or a truck that had been cut in half and welded together, and just a goofy thing. I like that it includes seats and steering wheels facing either way, so that implies that this thing had an engine in both sides. Does it on the bottom? No, it's just got generic car stuff in there. Onward, fun movie, great van. Was gonna do a custom of these, but they beat me to it and did a very good rendering of one, down to things like little tied-on bumpers and duct tape around the fenders. Very nice casting from Hot Wheels. Studebaker Champ truck, very nice casting, and it's the one with the smoked glass, so that's great to have for customs. Ooh, that's cool. So you got a C4 Corvette, a la Mr. David Johns. We got a Pinto, a la me. You got a very weird, jacked up International Scout. I don't know why I spaced on that. And an exclusive Zinger. Shall I? I shall. When was this from? 2010. So, it's not that old. Alright, I'm gonna do it. I'm tearing it open. Mostly because I want the Pinto, but oh, that's cool. Oh man, jackpot on this one. I love this casting. I love it, I love it, I love it. It is the Chevy Malibu casting. And, oh, that is just begging to be customized. Oh, what a find. That is too cool. Oh man, I need a moment. Oh, and then I drop it. But yeah, this is a casting that's pretty tricky to find. It'd be nice if it had the hood, but I don't not worried. For a lot of the customs I do, you don't need the hood. And then you got that engine. That engine feels like it's real metal as well. They usually were a little piece of cast metal. You got the goofy Zinger bases on them, but you can take all that off, and the stock base is still underneath it. And hard wheels, as most Zingers have. That's nice. It's kind of weird that it's jacked up like that, because you'd think they'd put bigger wheels on it. But again, you've still got all the stock stuff below it, so I can take that off and put it back in the stock position. Now, this hood should open frontwards, and it does. Nice. Pinto, be careful not to drop this one. That was actually a highly exaggerated issue with the Pinto. It wasn't nearly as bad as they made it out to be. There was actually a lot of smoke and mirrors done with the crash test footage that everybody saw, allegedly. And then this guy, what does it say? St. Albans Police. Don't know where that is. Let me know in the comments if you know who or where that is. But that's very cool. Reminds me of, growing up in the 80s and 90s, there were a lot of exhibition police cars to make us think cops are cool. Our local police had a VW Beetle, which I thought was very fun, as a long-proclaimed Herbie Nut. Another one of the Brats, that's awesome. 76 VW Golf, great candidate for customs, because like many Matchbox things, it is bone stock. Range Rover, love this casting. Always glad to have that one in the collection. Honda Civic. Beautiful casting, really well done. It's a little big, but it's very well done, and it's stock. Love these. Can't get enough of these. Designed by Diecast Breakdown guest Fireball Tim Lawrence. So it's kind of cool to have cars in my collection where I know the person who designed the original design or the concept for it. Got a couple of fun things here. You got a Super Chrome Dodge van and the Classic Series Batmobile. Very cool. And another thing that Brendan made the crushed vans out of the custom van. And this is cool. Some World War II spotter cards. And that's very cool. So these would be the kind of things that the Allies would have so they could, you know, practice up on studying their silhouettes. So if you saw something in the sky, you could quickly go, oh, that's one of ours, or that's one we should be shooting at. Oh no, that one's about to start shooting at us. So very cool. Alright, still so much to go. Hey look, it's a 510. That's very cool. Nice stock looking 510. Thin white walls on it with the accompanying ad. That is great. Little nod to my friend Mr. Mark McCotwheel. Toyota Celica. These are very cool. It's a majorette casting and it comes with a nice tin box. It's going to be a great custom. Not actually Zamek, that's silver paint by the way, but in case you were curious, and you probably were not. Alright, Copo Corvette, very nice. Love these retro series and love this casting. In fact, Justin has the Herbie casting that I did, my first test video, which is still on this channel, believe it or not. And sadly, one of my most viewed videos. I should go back and do that again and do it right. Very cool 73 Cadillac Lowrider. Very malaise, two-door, which is a trickier one to find because you see a lot of the four-door casting around, so that's very cool. And it's got the very cool lowrider wheels and the lowrider stance. That'll be fun. Ooh, a Matchbox in a Matchbox. This is cool. This has been one that's been really hard to find around here. And there it is. It's so cool that they still do these with the paper and stuff, but it's a very nice, no-nonsense casting. Yeah, nice. It's nice that they got even a little silver trim around the paint part, even though the chrome is built into the chassis, and then very nice giant taillights across the back. We had a 67 Charger for a little bit in our household. It was a 440 with a 727, and that thing would, you throw it in first gear and it would lay rubber as long as you held down the loud pedal. Little more project than we could handle at the time. Probably more project than I would want to handle now, if I'm being honest. And there's another one, a spare, so I can do a couple customs with that. Alright, what do we got here? We got a Roger Dodger Ram Charger. That's very cool. Love the Ram Charger livery on that. Another brat. Ah man, we got brats out the wazoo. And a money. Money's out the wazoo. So much wazoo. Ah, Days of Thunder. These were... Is this the Matchbox one? It is. It's the Matchbox one. I was gonna say there were several different versions. I think Ertl did one. And this is definitely the Matchbox one with coal trickle on it. And I actually have one of these in... I think I got one of the Ertl ones that somebody, back when I was taking commissions, asked me to do, and do a race-worn version of it. But yeah, that's very cool. Oh, this is a great casting. I love this casting. This is the Buzz Lightyear movie casting. And just a very nice, I think Romeo in Romania did Clockwork Orange style car based on this casting. It is a very similar design, but it's just a very nice retro sci-fi design. This would have been great for the rover project, honestly. I probably should have broke something like this out and stolen the rockets off of it or something, but oh well, that is what it is, and I'm happy with what I built. So, and if you haven't seen that one yet, check it out. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Yatming, I think. Nope, Tamika. Even better. I should have known by the weight. It's weighty, as Mark McCotwheel would say. Weighty car. Volkswagen, two words. It's a 1/60th scale, so it's a little on the big side. Which, yeah, I'll buy. But yeah, nice metal, good weight to it, great casting, very nice casting. It's kind of a 68 to 70, version of the Beetle, one that you don't see that often. It's got the little vents in the back. Don't really make castings of those anymore. And you got a few more Jurassic Park vehicles. You got the Jeep. You got the Explorer. That's very cool. Love this one. It's an 86 Jeep Wagoneer. And the difference between the Cherokee Wagoneer and the regular Cherokee, besides all the luxury options and the wood paneling, is these had 4 headlights in the front instead of the usual 2. So they used the smaller rectangular headlights. And so it's nice to have that, because that's kind of a odd thing to find anymore. Got a Ryu's Ride tuned VW Golf, and the other version of the classic series Batmobile. That's very cool. So it's one of my aspirational goals, is to build a tune-themed little layout. Another Explorer, and have all the tuned cars customized. I think I'm down to the weird, odd wrapped cars. Oh, this is very cool. 62 Savoy, great casting. I grab as many of these as I can, because I know Chris Westlake is looking for those. So I've got a few that I need to send him. Now that I'm starting to be on the mend, and I can reactivate my stamps.com account and start sending stuff. So we're at the home stretch here, folks. So comment aardvark if you've made it this far. It'll make people wonder. What do you got here? Oh, Matchbox, super fast AMC Javelin, AMX Javelin. Well, it would have been the AMC AMX Javelin in the mid-70s. Great casting, great curves on this thing. I used to hate the 71 and up Javelins because of these weird fender flares, but got a little bit of a soft spot for them now. I'd still rather have the 70. They had some of the coolest interiors on those. They'd have like a plain black interior with a red, white, and blue stripe down the middle. There's that Ford Capri. It's a super fast. So this one had a hood. It's got the little 4-cylinder. They did do I think it was called the Maxi Taxi. Well, that's interesting. This one must have been stepped on to have the wheels going the same direction like that. But great candidate for a junker. And let's see what our last one is. And I'm still so excited about this Zinger. I cannot even tell you. That is so cool. That is just wonderful. Aha! James May has said that this is his favorite car when asked. Somebody asked him what his favorite car was, and it was the Matchbox Superfast Pontiac Firebird. And I'm assuming that this is the one that he meant, because this is the one that would have been relevant when he was a boy. And I can't say I fault him. It's a great design. I love the little stick-through hood inserts. It's got a nice stylized look to it. You know, it's not very accurate, but you know, that's not what Superfast was about. Superfast was about competing with Hot Wheels, and yeah, well, the results, we all know how that worked out. But you know, it was cool that they tried it, and you know, if you ever want to watch the Toy Wars show that features previous Diecast Breakdown guest Mike Zarnock, it's very cool as well. Gary Shorter, that's his name. Wow. Sorry, Gary. I don't know why I spaced on that. I need to take a nap or something. But yeah, Shorter's Diecast. How could I forget that? So yeah, check him out and tell him I said I was sorry. Anyway, very cool, amazing stuff. My brother is amazing. Hope you've got family and friends that are helping you scout for great stuff too, because that's about the only way to find stuff anymore without paying an arm and leg for it through eBay or Mercari. But yeah, we're here. This is it for today. Longer news and reviews video, but hopefully it was entertaining for you as it was for me. And as always, I want to thank you for sticking along. What's the words? Yeah, I need to lie down. As always, I want to thank you for coming along with me for the ride. So until next time, stay fresh, cheese bags. Zing!